Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Boy Howdy campaign for you. The first map here is Grist Mill. You're seeing an overview of that right now, followed up by your second map, which is Bloody Lane, one of my favorite matches, at least on skirmish outside of maybe Burnside's Bridge. But besides that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos. And get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. So, our teams for today. On the Confederate side, you have 7th LA, MSG, 5th Alabama, 7th Tennessee, Stonewall Brigade, Army Northern Virginia, and the 19th Georgia. Whereas on the Union side, you got 3rd Kentucky, Midwest Brigade, 2nd United States Sharpshooters, 2nd United States Rifles, 3rd United States Horse Artillery, and the Eagles Brigade. I will say, MSG and 19th Georgia have balanced over to the Union side, so very appreciative of that. And speaking of the balance here, it's pretty dang good. CSA up by 3 right now in terms of numbers. No artillery on this map, 150 overall. And then today, your frontline reporters for the CSA perspective, we got Team Flash from the 7th Louisiana. And then from the Union side, we have Catch My Decoys, or how I used to call them a lot, Catch My Dex from the TKO 3rd Kentucky. I know he'll appreciate that, but very appreciative of both of those guys being able to give us their frontline review. And co-commentating with me today was with us a few weeks ago, and we're glad to have him back. We have Wrathful, Grape. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, sir. I don't think any introductions are quite needed. Mr. Eagleman probably know already. Sergeant Major Grape of the 44th Georgia of the Free States Brigade. Grand to see you boys. Let's have a good match tonight.
Heck yeah. So, you play more with the CSA Reg, the 44th Georgia FSB. So, what would you say the CSA strategy is to win Grist Mill?
Grist Mill can be won pretty easily if the Union doesn't play it right. And there are so many ways to not play it right, and there's so many ways to play it essentially dead even. And even dead even, the Union won't win here, not unless they do something bold or do something really well. Most of the time what CSA does is try to hold the mill, and they try to hold the centre. What that does is forces the Union to do exactly what they're doing now, and head over to the southeast by east, and try to flank around on the hard right flank to try and come around and maybe some open ground. But as you can see, with Union firing around at the quick step right now, you can see some of them are taking a couple of losses at the moment, but that's Boy Howdy with the quick time at the start of this.
Yeah, very much so. They start at 43 minutes, and they quick time until the 40-minute timer. At that point, they are allowed to double quick and sprint. And yeah, as we were saying, Grape, there's couple kills already, which those are a heck of a shots through all the trees and everything. I don't think the CSA guys can really see what the Union guys are looking at.
Wait, hold on, pull it. Let me see your goggles.
But most of the time when we've had the chance to even play Grist Mill, you have sometimes you'll have Confederate regiments sticking up to the northeast by east of the point where they're holding along the road and that little fence up on the side. You'll have sometimes a double layer where you have one regiment in the front to brunt the charge, and you'll have one regiment up on the hill, and they'll come down and sweep out what's left. But that's sometimes for a more bold approach from what you might have. But if you think about it, that's just going to be a lot of a wasted tickets, especially on Grist Mill where you have United States cavalry who's going to try and stay across the river and shoot at you.
Yeah, it's very bold and aggressive, but I do kind of understand the logic behind that, because similar to like maps of Dunker Church and Garland Stand, as the defending CSA team, you can't let the Union break your line and just harass you behind your team the whole round. So I can understand why you charge that out. So we're at 40 minutes now, and you hear a bunch of them, at least on the Union side, saying to quit bayonets, and it looks like they're going to get going. Eagles Brigade has the sharps for the Union. They're going to hit this right side, and we'll see how CSA reacts.
Right now, CSA isn't reacting as fast as I'd like them to. If the Union pushed across right now and they got that toehold across the river, even with just a few flags they have, all together, they'd be able to take the CSA, and on Grist Mill is not what you fucking want.
No, I agree entirely there.
Go to the right, go to the right.
If the CSA is going to let you take a flanking position on them, especially on Grist Mill, you take that up. It's so hard to direct charge at the CSA.
This is such a fucking travesty. The CSA, if you're just looking at this, if you station yourself on the southeast overlooking the Union as they're coming in, they have a straight shot and it's completely covered all the way up until the mill. And it's going to be close range fight. And even though they might have bucking ball on some of these regiments, I believe the top A and bottom B regiments have bucking ball. I'm not too sure. I might need to check the Google Docs again. But right now you can just see it. The Union's making a line and the CSA can't do anything about it.
Yep, they gotta charge them out if anything, and the CSA, especially because they don't have a Steam chat, they can't actively communicate what's going on. But a lot of the CSA holding back, and Union's gonna take advantage and charge in.
They have 2 entire regiments behind, or I'd say what, 1.5 for the CSA, and so they're going to be outnumbered here. And here comes the bayonet. The Union looks like they're taking a couple of heavy losses here, but they are sweeping out both regiments.
Yeah, 2 CSA flags are down right now. Union's still continuing to push. They have considerable numbers. They're still going to keep going this, and I mean, look at that ticket count. Union's dealing a significant amount right now.
And I would say even from this point, there's going to be a really fucking hard comeback for the CSA right now. I'm not sure who planned this or why they weren't trying to match the USA when they saw the whole team come over on the right side, but this is a fucking travesty.
Yeah, the communication, yeah, exactly. The CSA that were on the right side holding around the mill, you kind of question, like, were they told that the Union was there, and if they were told, why didn't they move?
They're in our dicks.
So maybe they thought there wasn't the whole Union team over there and thought it was a bait, but regardless, CSA pays for the decision. They have 2 down flags. It's near their line, so they'll probably pick them up, and Union's still on their side with all flags, respawning everybody in to do the same thing. Tickets are surprisingly close still. Union a little ahead.
Looks like they're picking their flags up now, the North Carolinians, and I think that was the Hampton flag there as well. So INV is getting their flag back up, and wait a minute, why isn't Holcomb Legion picking up their fucking flag?
Hey, Cloud ran up and like turned around and left. Interesting.
You can hear him. Somebody go get that fucking flag, but nobody's fucking doing it. Ah, there you go, Mr. Sig. Go get it, atta boy.
Look at that. So, similar to what you were talking about earlier, 5th Alabama is going down the... Actually, they're not doing what you were saying. They're returning to their original position, where they just got wiped in a charge.
From what I'd say, is if the CSA just followed the road on the left, if they kept following that road, they'd have a perfect view overlooking the entire Union side, and they could just volley him. And even as Union would try and shoot back or even charge him out, they'd be out of line, and pretty much that is out of bounds for them as well. They can't go up onto the road.
I agree entirely. You have 7th LA pushing up, trying to get close. See, this is interesting. Half the CSA sitting back, the other half getting aggressive here, which, yeah, you can't do that as a defensive team. You're going to be picked apart, defeated in detail.
Right now, I'm currently having this this bird's eye view, looking over this entire thing. And right now you have 3 CSA regiments currently holding off, and while I agree with how they're holding, I'd say that they have 1 unengaged regiment holding back by the mill, as you can see him pulling back. And then you have another one, I'm not sure who that is, let's see if we can pop a quick eye at that. It's AMV currently flanking across. This, however, I agree upon.
Yes.
That is some grand, bold planning over from AMV. If they manage to actually get this, and this USA aren't paying attention, that's going to be one swift kick in the nuts.
And hopefully the CSA holding back by the mill move up too, because the CSA needs to, as a team, try to push Union out of here or form a defensive line somewhere, and those CSA guys by the bill got to move up, I think.
If the CSA get bold, never mind, USA's beating it to him.
Union has the pistols in front. I disagree with that decision.
I completely agree with that. If you're going to have a charge, especially with the cavalry, you put those boys in the back or on a flint, so that way they don't immediately get chewing apart.
Yep.
However, it does look like the USA are still claiming a couple of tickets around here, and they're managing to fight it off. What the fuck is that one flag? How are they missing that boy? Oh, there we go. 2nd US finally cleared them out. There was one man hiding in a bush.
See, so Union's on the edge of point. They're not capping. A&V's still trying to hold across the river. Union, 3rd Kentucky and Eagles Brigade. It looks like the Cav for the Unions going back to their side of the river.
And A&V's charging the side. That's a failed charge immediately off of what I'm saying. They were outnumbered and they just got fucked on that river crossing.
I like what they did. It's just, yeah, they were all by themselves. Their teammates are sitting back. I mean, who's sitting back for the CSA? Stonewall Brigade, 7th South. I see a 7th South Carolina tech. It's mostly Stonewall Brigade that's holding back. A lot of respawns around them. So CSA go down to engage. The tickets are still surprisingly close.
I'd agree with that, and that is not what you want is the defense. That is not what you want.
Yeah, they're still up there.
No, it's
a lot of my men are still up
attackers can be down on tickets and still have a chance of a good shot at winning the game. Even tickets or even being down a little is great for the attackers. So, yeah. A&V's flag is down in the middle of the river right now, which that'll be there for 5 or so minutes. We'll see if Union decides to hold this or not.
I just had a wild hair up my arse. I think I understand why they're keeping that one regiment in the back, and it's a wee bit smart, but it's still peeving me a wee bit. And I think it's because they want a double layer of defense. Because as you can see, most of the regiments are pushing forward, trying to chew out the US from the side, but one regiment keeps on staying back by the mill.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to keep that second line of defense just so they can keep a man and keep them from early capping.
I can see the logic there. I just don't like the logic at all because
I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, as both of us have mentioned, you're splitting up your team against a Union force who's charging you with their whole team, and with the numbers being relatively balanced, yeah, you can't be splitting up your team like that. So, but no, that logic, I can see how that is thought, but I think it's bad logic.
I would agree. The only thing I'd say is if they had more of a population, if they had a few more men instead of the usual, the capital 156 at the moment, if they had another, 20 or so men, I'd agree with that. You'd have the men to spare to do something like that. Oh, wait, we have EB here marching on the Flint. Over to the southwest by west, they're currently heading back towards USA Splunk. You can see them just about to entirely Flint the entire CSA team.
They're not bringing their flag with them, so it looks like they're just going to go maybe charge in, die, and respawn back with the rest of the Union team, which there's no CSA over here. Actually, there's one CSA guy.
There's one man, and I think he's going to run back, and he's going to run by. Oh, and you can see the use for the Discord call right there. You can see those men immediately started pulling back. One of the regiments immediately pulled back towards the mill.
Yep, 7th LA is heading over there right now.
Don't think EB is prepared for it.
But they do have the... most of them have the sharps out instead of the pistols.
And I don't think these boys... AB, you boys had a chance to do something grand and you decided to fuck yourselves over.
So, Ninja's running over here with the flag.
Oh boy, howdy. Oh boy, howdy.
And 7th LA... Oh, there's one guy left.
Kill that fucking Yankee, Joe. Joey Smith, come on, buddy.
I would say out of anything, with that one attack there, it seems like that attack actually managed to put in... and actually brought the ticket advantage back into favor of the US.
Yep.
As if you look at that, they're almost down to the E and engaged.
A lot of out of lines and skirmishing will bring you down like that. And although CSA did do good in counteracting that, they lost a lot of tickets there. On the other side of the map, A&V's taking up that position.
There we
on the
go.
fence, but on the logs. It's still kind of the same concept, though.
It's the same concept, and it'll be an assistful thing. Because they can still pop out and shoot, and they'll have more cover compared to what they're dealing with down there with the Union.
And Union, are they going to charge them?
Behind this flag, behind this
Well, let's see what happens.
Oh yeah, they are.
Daddy's here to punish you. Daddy's here to...
I like that.
Oh, they came from both sides. That's a grand job. Well done, 2nd USR, and wow, well done, TKO. You boys managed to chase them off a wee bit. You didn't kill them all. But that's not what's needed. What's needed is that you boys actually managed to come in on both sides. That pincer was right fucking done.
It's unfortunate that they were outnumbered, though, but let's see. Union EB guys, they spawn back in at main. It looks like they're gunning it over. You have the 2nd U.S. Sharps with them as well, so a little more guys this time. Looks like they're trying to draw CSA over to this side to make them spread out more.
Keep moving, 2nd, across the river. Be prepared to form a line.
They're always to the right of the house.
And EB has their pistols out this time.
There you go, atta boy. You're learning from your mistakes.
Boys, boys, sit it back over here.
And South LA is right there as well.
Hold on this line, EB. Independent fire, pull back for reload.
The thingies.
Independent fire.
Aye, and 7th LA is waiting right there. Oh, never mind. They didn't start shooting.
No, they're on the fence.
No, they're shooting at us. 2nd, independent.
Definitely fucking ball.
Alright, that gunfight did not go in the distance of 7th LA. 7th LA, most of them, at most, killed about 2 men there from 2nd US and EB. But 7th LA lost about 3, maybe 4 men. So I don't think that's a good trade.
At least Union will keep harassing them, although I'm kind of surprised Union is trying to hold there because it's just such a bottleneck for Union if CSA do eventually envelop that.
Belay on that, Mr. Eagle, but he's southeast. A and V's trying to take the flint on the left.
I was about to look at that. A heck of a flank. Let's see if it pays off. They might be able to get the flags at the start, which would be huge.
Oh, TKO and 2nd USR are currently paying attention to it.
Great vision from them, by the way.
Flag down again.
I agree on that. Grand vision on them.
And Union's countercharging this. 2 Union flags are down, though. One just got picked up.
Where'd they go?
Aye, and there go both of them. Both of them are now up. However, what I do like, however, is for the attackers, the same thing, but they're kind of almost mirroring what the CSA is trying to do and keeping 1 regiment behind. They have 1 regiment in the front dealing with what the boys are facing in the middle over towards the northwest, and you have 2nd USR and the TKO who are currently watching in the rear. And I'm actually quite appreciative of that because you have 1 man watching the arse and 1 man watching the front. But I don't think 2nd USR and TKO are going to survive this.
I can hear his voice.
Ooh, it's going to be close.
It's going to be right fucking close. I think that's the only time I've ever seen a trickle and charge actually fucking work.
Yeah. Union still
That's the only time.
Midwest Brigade is still down a little ways. So Union still does have some forces, and
Aye, that they do. However, I will bring up 2nd USR Private Tom. Jesus Christ, English is failing me today.
On the other side, Ideas Brigade.
Oh, let's see.
Hey, bullets!
And CSA.
If there's one thing, I know is you don't charge a pistol. You don't charge a regiment of pistols.
Don't bring a sword to a gunfight.
Or don't bring a single-shot rifle to a 6-shot fight.
Yeah, that's probably the better analogy.
But right now, you have 2nd USR is currently getting their flag back. You have Mr. Tom Foolery running back like it's his one-night stand. He's coming back with a walk of shame. Well done on you, boy. You managed to get your chaps to you.
2nd U.S. Sharps moved up where Stonewall Brigade was holding. They wiped the flag, and now they're flanking the rest of the CSA team.
Take over,
Andy, do you want to come in?
Boys, pull back. Pull back.
I know you out
back, okay.
Hey, buddy, you don't
Pull
got
back to the mill, boys.
Oh, he's fucking dead. We're going with these guys. Break your loads. Go.
Hold this wall, boys. This wall here.
So Eels Brigade up there as well. CSA 1 flag is down right now.
I will say I do admire the courage from the men over there from EB and from what's in there, A and V. As these boys were getting shot apart and they were getting chewed over like some bad porno. But they kept their cool and they managed to keep themselves together, especially getting hit from both sides.
Oh my goodness, A&V. A&V just walked up, complete silence, and hit the Union line, and just...
I was watching that.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I got their officers.
Alright, let's see who's going to win this one.
So that ticket gap is about... what, like 3/8 of morale stage difference right now?
I
don't think it's a half morale stage difference,
right
but
side.
Okay,
Like,
gotcha.
completely.
Well, we hold
I'd say they have about a fourth of a difference. So.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, hold flag, stay here.
I just know the bar at the beginning and the end is they take forever to actually move. So
They're Kentucky on one.
Do not get in the
he's going to
middle.
be engaged for a hot minute.
Hold here a second. Hold there. Hold there.
So CSA's wiped the Union on the Union right side of the river, but they're all up on the left side. Eagles Brigade's running through the water to flank around the side right now. Running up through the little holes here. On the stone.
What I will say is if TKO actually came up onto the stone wall just on the mill from where they are and just cut the grass and sent a volley down range, they might have actually had a couple of kills over on A&V. Oh, I don't believe that. Sorry, that was SB up there. SB and 7th Elite.
Stay alive, boy. Independent fire, you got 6 bullets.
CSA's charging the pistol guys here.
You're losing right now. Ratio.
They're getting a lot of kills, Eagles Brigade is, but is that surprising?
They're getting a lot of kills, and they just brought the CSA down to half taken losses.
Yeah.
That was, I would say, that is a bit of boldness. It was stupid, but it was bold, and I admire it.
Northeast.
Did what it needed to do. Union's still not at taking losses.
Oh, we have a hero, Mr. Joe Smith from 7th and A, trying to get that flag back while AB's watching him.
Second, take aim.
Oh, come on, boys. Don't let him be a hero. Kill him. Oh, fuck's sake. You had one shot, Mr. Larry, you blew it.
I think we might be getting 7. We need to get those boys to the right hand side before we
I don't think I agree with TKO coming out here on the left side, but I would say it does give them some good shots here. Hope.
Northwest.
We have friendlies to the left that can help us.
No, enemies northwest.
Oh, Jesus. TKO. I know you boys just decided to shoot, but you only took one man with you. Learn to aim, boys. Learn to aim.
Yeah, stay down here with the flag, Tom.
One back. Yep, take your shot at one back.
So it's only a matter of time before we see the CSA go down to breaking here. We'll see if the Union tries to go take the point right away, or if they try to hit them in the last stand.
We're gonna rotate to the right side. There's not enough space.
I think at this point, just due to the nature of how the tickets are going, they can just stand by and shoot because they have 20 minutes. They have all the time in the world. If they just stand by and shoot, they'd take them to breaking and then just be able to take the point.
Let's see. Eagles Brigade. Union has taken losses. Eagles Brigade, Midwest Brigade, 19th Georgia on the Union side of the river shooting out. You got the 2nd U.S. Sharps moving that way as well.
Bring it down.
And 3rd Kentucky, they're still holding that left side. So who's on the Union side of the river? It's the A&V nose. They're going that way right now.
All right, let's see. Oh, they didn't charge in this time.
Very risky. See if Union tries to charge us out.
No, are they chart? Okay. Hey, is there?
I actually don't think they want to be charging that out, and I'll tell you why. Just if you look at the ticket count, even if they put up a good fight, if A&V goes in and loses half their regiment on that charge, they're going down to breaking.
Yep.
Move over here, boys. Move over
So I would honestly say good on them for not charging in.
Let's go, boys. Move
Killer's
out.
smart. He knows not to do that. EB, though, it looks like with their pistols are going to roll up on A&V, though.
Pistols out, boys. Pistols out. Let's go.
Ah, some good old American ingenuity. Let's see EB do it.
Kill shots on. Shoot 'em up. Aim low, lads. Aim low.
And A&V has some good shots. A couple A&V guys are counter-charged. Oh, it looks like they're counter-charging, but that spreads them out of line and skirmishing death possibility. You got more Union reinforcements starting to head around this side.
Watch friendly stats. Watch friendly
Midwest
At the point at which they charged, I don't even think they had to worry about that. There was only about 3 men left, and even then they got there. They just got killed.
That's true.
Load 'em up quickly. Load 'em up quickly.
20 minutes left on that clock. 2nd U.S. Sharps are going around the open side. They're going to try to engage A&V, but... Oh, is Midwest Brigade now charging with 19? What? Midwest Brigade, like 3 are charging the whole CSA defensive line. The rest are charging A&V. This was a 4 charge.
Hey, we just killed the
If you know your history, Mr. Eagle, which I don't doubt that you do. you'd probably understand that as a charge of the light brigade. They were told to go and charge one target, and the boys didn't know which target it was.
Yep.
I think that's why they split off, one man going over, or 2 or 3 men, as you said, trying to go over towards that mill. You know, the rest of them going over towards to clear out the USA side.
Move it back, move it back.
Oh, good shots from 2nd USR. Very good shots. They came in and immediately dropped the CSA flag from A&V.
I think that was the 2nd US Sharps. If it's 2nd USS or 2nd US, it's probably the sharpshooters, and then 2nd USR is rifles. EB pushed up with the pistols. They're going to hit CSA in the braking.
Yep, here we go. Oh, that's going to be painful.
Go fuck yourself.
Pay your tax. Pay your tax.
Alright, I'm going to fault AB for this. These boys are trying to go into bayonet range. I wouldn't recommend that, especially not with men with pistols. Stay back and try and load as fast as you can.
Flag bearer rolled up too. He got shot. I guess MSG has the pistols as well, and EB does get wiped, Eagles Brigade, but any second now we'll see the CSA knocked down to breaking.
That was a good charge from AB. I'm only going to fault AB for trying to go into bayonet with that. I do understand trying to close the enemy and kill him before they can actually get that in. Because if you do stab a man with a pistol while he's in the middle of the load, he'll pull a misfire. So while I understand that, especially when they were down below, hunkered inside that mill, I don't think your boys should have charged in. I think you should have stayed above, let them come to you.
Yeah, if the guys with pistols aren't necessarily, if they're not set and they're still kind of moving, charging makes sense, but EB was pretty entrenched in there. There was no point in going under.
However, we have Midwest Brigade here, and these boys are currently standing right in the perfect position to shoot at both AMV and the bastards here on SB, AB on their left. I don't mean bastards as in to call you boys bastards, by the way. I just say it endearingly. Right now, USA is in a very good position. Very good position.
Aim. Steady.
Nice job,
How
Rambo.
did you not die, Ninja? Anyways, I was just looking at holy cow!
Pull back.
I was just looking at the 2nd US Sharps roll up on A&V, and A&V pretty much destroyed them.
2nd US tried to come up and do a volley, and the officer said take aim, and he got shot before he said fire, and the line just stood there for a few moments, and that's all they needed.
Nice, take a drop.
So it looks like CSA is outside of A&V still holding back. Union is content with just trying to shoot them down. They have half a ticket lead right now. See, me personally, I think shooting just delays the inevitable, at least in War of Rights. If we were worried about some campaign, which this is a campaign, we might play differently, but charging's going to happen eventually.
I agree with you.
We could just see a shootout for 16 minutes too, because Union will win just like that as well.
I don't mind a shootout. I honestly don't. However, when it's stagnant and standing around, I do. But right now, it seems like 2nd US and I think Midwest Brigade are trying to push up onto A&V and clear them off.
Yeah, Midwest Brigade did move up closer. Oh, are they charging? They're charging. Unless
I think Midwest Brigade's charging them.
Eagles Brigade's charging it as well, so A&V's going to waste all the shots on those guys, and the pistols are going to roll up.
Get into their back, killer.
I take back what I said a moment ago about the whole charging thing, because this stuff will do plenty well.
And there goes EB again.
I'm surprised EB got wiped.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Well, considering that A&V has the strength, I believe they're one of the bigger companies here, and considering Midwest Brigade went in with a haphazard charge after doing God knows all with a, I wouldn't even call it a volley. They came in trying to shoot A&V and they missed. I think they only killed about 3 men. They didn't even bring down the flag, and by the time they made it in, 2 of the other men had already responded.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Very fair.
Yanks caught me with my pants down.
What I will say though is if EB tries to come around with Union over on the left side with TKO and the other regiments there, if these boys come around and sweep down, they can catch SB right in the arse because they're currently crouching and shooting across the river. If EB manages to get that piece together and they push through and across, they might just be able to pull this out.
You know, that'd be a brilliant push too. I mean, every time it's not. CSA can't really see. Oh my goodness, they're doing it right now.
SB, stay over here, SB. Or, I mean, 27, sorry.
Brilliant.
Oh, brace.
There you go, boys. That was fucking brilliant, EB. Well done, boys. Well done. You picked up on it. You saw where they were weak, and you just came in and fucking killed them.
Watch the pit. Watch the pit. They're in the pit, right in front of us.
You have to watch the right. Watch the right.
5th Alabama's coming around the side.
Uh-oh.
7th Tennessee is as well.
5th Alabama tried to come in, and EB's just shooting them as they're filing in.
So Union's about to go into breaking, but CSA a little over
Already halfway down.
Stand, yeah.
I will say I need to give props here, or accommodations I should say, to give it historical accurate, to A and V here. You boys are holding a proper position. If you didn't have that position, they'd probably be able to push you boys across the river again and probably try and take the point.
Yep.
Crossing this line, get on this road, on this line, this way.
But right now, with the time how it's looking, CSA might have a chance. Might. The only reason I say that is because Union's accuracy has been lacking for them, for what I can say without offending most of the men. When it comes to close range, these boys have been doing crack on, but at long range, I've been seeing them miss most of their mid-range shots.
Commence independent fire northeast, top of that hill, on those stone wall, independent fire northeast.
A and V, oh no, they pulling off further away. 2nd U.S. Sharps, Midwest Brigade, they're gunning for the point.
Where'd they go?
And they're going to get caught.
Oh, they're trying
right
to find
yards.
A and V. They can't find them.
Keep moving left.
Oh my goodness, they were trying to find A and V and couldn't, and now they just lost the flag and are confused.
Oh, they lost it, and the man's a hero. He picked it up.
And A and V's rolling right there.
Independent to the north.
Go back to Virginia.
Brace, get up and brace.
Dang, that's unfortunate. A and V pulled back at the right time.
Fuck out of here. Oh, you running away like a bitch.
And now they have the perfect position to flank the entire Union.
I don't think they're gonna charge that out though. That's just risk with how close you are to last down. But that was a good charge on
Yeah,
A&V.
that's CSA across the river to the
Let's move it then. Let's move it. Alright, Gav, over here.
Oh, it seems EB sees blood in the water. They saw the flag go down, and they're going to try and come across. But I think it's a day late, or I should say a minute late, and $1 short.
3rd Kentucky's with them as well.
Get that flag up.
They're gonna pick up that down
EB,
flag.
shift it on this line. EB, shift it on this line. Independent fire here.
Alright, right now,
EB, independent fire.
if Union grows a pair, and I mean truly grows a pair, and charges out A and B, they might be able to push him in the last stand.
I agree.
Move to right, move right.
TKO's taking some shots. Eagles Brigade still circling around.
Keep moving, boys. Keep moving. Sprint.
Most of A and V just fire. These boys should charge. Charge it now. Charge it now.
3rd Kentucky's getting wiped though. Granted, Killer's like quick timing at him.
I wouldn't think it's best if you stay there, Rabs.
And right now, EB is doing something I don't exactly agree with. Right now, they have their carbines out, and they're currently just shooting down.
Yeah, they really need to roll up on them. Like, even if they get wiped, they're going to hit them in the last stand. If not close.
CSA has finally retaken the grist mill. And A&V is pulling back. They noticed the situation, and I'd have to give commendations again. Who's the leader? I think that's Mr. First VA
Killer's the leader of A&V.
Oh, Killer.
First VA is
well,
I
have to give Mr. Killer some propositions. He saw the situation they were in and decided, instead of getting fucked like a cheap whore, he decided to pull out.
Any second now, CSA is going to hit last stand, and Union's up by 3/4 of a morale stage right now. I think Union's biggest, or CSA's biggest mistake was the beginning of the round, just letting Union get on their flank and do so much damage.
Especially on a low pop map like this.
Slapper, over here.
That just fucking killed them. Especially not being able to flint them. You do not want to stay ever as a defender, ever at the same ticket stage, and trade ticket for ticket with who's attacking you. Never. Not if you're CSA, not if you're Union. Nobody. And I know it sounds like common sense, but there are some people, especially in pubs, who believe, oh, we're sticking with the tickets, we'll be fine. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. And I think that even defending Pride Grist Mill, the CSA has such an easy time defending it if they keep the Union across the river. Because the Union will constantly try and take the mill, they'll try and come across on the right, just like the Union did at the beginning of the match. But you can't let them get that toehold. Once they did, you were trading tickets with them and you just flopped it completely. And while heroic action saves you, boys, like A and V holding that position just to the southwest of the river, they were linchpinning your whole formation. And you just can't let them do that. And there's the last stand.
So I heard hold fire from EB. Maybe we'll see a charge from Union here. They most certainly don't have to. A and V is holding really far
currently
back.
Trying to flint.
Yeah.
A and V is going to try and flint and be the heroes to save all in one last final dash.
So once they die, they don't come back. Which gives Union has plenty of time to try and win the game.
Agreed.
No, I didn't. Lawsuit coming from the southeast.
And here comes EB.
Southeast.
And they're just running with pistols. These boys have it right. They're just going to come in and try and kill as many of these guys as they can.
Are they going to go left or right? They seem indecisive. Going right. Oh.
I think they turned. I think they decided to turn the lights off and try and play guess the hole. Because right now these boys are scattered between left, right, and cock knows where.
Yeah, what are they doing? Oh, now they're turning the mill.
To say EB looked like a headless chicken there would be generous.
Now they turned towards the right direction. CSA's abandoning the point. EB's holding on it right now.
I don't know what crack they might be smoking on CSA, but I think I'll take a fucking pound of it.
Close left, close left.
And Eagles Brigade doing some damage here. The rest of the Union's still holding back. It's unfortunate. The rest of the Union doesn't realize that CSA's kind of held back. Second US Sharps are trying to deal with A and V, but they're just outnumbered. Or at least I don't know if they know.
Right now, there. I don't think they do. But I will say I wish I'd see the Union pushing up on the point. All they'd have to do is get their toes in the water and have the CSA come to them.
A&V starting to move. It looks like they saw second US Sharps are going to try to hit him from behind. As the rest of the Union team is still sitting back. They're not really shooting. Okay, never mind. They just saw volleys. And Eagles Brigade's going in again.
Mr. Keller's men are about to catch second US with their pants down. Oh, he just said skirmish. Oh no. They don't even know.
This is out of bounds over here.
What a wipe. What a wipe. Now I wonder if there'll be any team shots. That'd be funny. Oh, I think one of them just got team killed. And third Kentucky's rolling up right now.
A&V had a great fucking final push and hurrah. Now they're trying to hold heroically on the edge of the Pride Grist Fort.
And they're not going to be able to. The rest of the team is still sitting back. And Union overwhelming on numbers. Here comes CSA. They're collapsing in Stonewall Brigades.
I will say to TKO, not to Kentucky, but to A&V's credit, They actually won that charge.
What?
They won the charge. The only reason that 3rd Kentucky won was because that EB came in with a pistol and a cavalry and then cleared off the last of A&V. A&V won that charge.
Okay. Why is all of Union not charging in? Who's sitting back here quick timing? Midwest Brigade, get in there. You're delaying the inevitable.
I thought it's because they already
that was
won.
the end of the round. Anyways, your thoughts, Grape?
Honestly, I think the same thing as last week. Whoever designed this plan was either high off his rocker or pissed poor at planning. But aside from that, well fought from both sides, especially A&V. 2nd USR, TKO, you boys were doing the best you can with the information you had. And TKO, I want to see you boys do some better with your accuracy, for the love of God. But aside from that, you boys fought well, you fought with determination, and that's what got you the win.
Yeah, very, very good round from Union, very efficient, just as it was mentioned already. You can't let the Union get on your side of the river and flank you like that, because the ticket lead started there, and then what happened is because you were focused so much on the Union right, that Union was able to roll up and take the left side, which is the preferred position for Union, just with the mill and everything. So, really well done by USA. A&V played great as well. They play very well on this map, just like they play well on many maps. They know very well. But anyways, we will see you guys shortly for round number 2. Alrighty, here we are with round number 2. That server pop is 160. The imbalance is 6 in favor of CSA. But they have 8 guys on artillery, so infantry-wise, Union's up by 2 players right now. And CSA, as we were talking about right before we started recording, have a pretty crappy spot, just being in the orchard. They aren't really effective, but you can see they're moving them into the open field. They get a little more vision, only a little. They can't really see the point just because it's down in the sunken lane. It's a little sunken. So, yeah, it's almost like the name's that. Anyways, what's CSA's strategy for this map?
CSA's strategy for this map is normally to do the best you can to keep the Union from even getting close to the road. I have seen multiple renditions of the same thing, men holding on the second line of the fence and holding on to the front, so that way if the Union does make it to the front, you have the men behind just shooting them off. But one of the main problems is that most of CSA has bucking ball here. So as Union comes in, they just get chewn to fucking pieces.
Very much.
However, one of the problems you have to look at as a CSA is if all of a sudden your left flank, that can become really fucking dangerous if you don't keep an eye on it. But you can see A&V is currently keeping an eye out in the open position. I've seen that happen a lot, and I've seen it happen pretty much as most 90 to 80% of the time it works out in their favor.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. CSA equally splitting their forces on both sides, and if I were Union, not that Union knows that CSA is doing that, but as Union, when you're charging across a more open field, I think you got to group up as one big team and just hit one of the sides. I prefer the left, just because that's what I've always done and seen work. But with CSA being as split up as they are, I don't think as Union you need to split up. You need to blob up as one, hit one of the flanks really hard, and then you'll have firm control of it.
That is how I have seen Union win on this map, is when you blow up all together and you just full send it. And that either means on the left or on the right, especially if CSA is doing an open defense like this. If A&V and the other regiments were holding by a bend in the road, sure, they might have had a much harder time with the charge. But I like what Union is doing here. They blobbed up and they're all just fucking sending it. And you had 2 volleys and it's done nothing.
Artillery got a flag. They would have shot a little sooner.
And look at that. Union came in, both sides, or the CSA did not have any fucking loads, and Union just won it.
Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Union won round 2. We will see you in... I'm kidding. So...
No, I honestly, this is... I think this is game already. Unless CSA artillery can do something magical, this is game already.
Those are hard shots. So whole CSA team on the left is shifting over, which leaves a chance for the Union on the right side.
Oh no,
here.
Mr. Eagle! Look at that! They don't even know they're behind him. They think it's the full CS. They think it's the full Union team.
If I were CSA, I would be thinking the whole Union team's over there. Because that's surprising.
Oh my god, look, AB is currently leaning there. They aren't even looking over on the left. They don't know what's going on.
Holy cow.
Don't shoot. Don't fucking shoot. Just keep moving. Just keep moving.
Gonna shoot.
Just keep moving. Don't do it.
Fire.
Please don't fucking do it. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's a dumb decision. I don't like that. Now CSA are starting to respond to it. That's unfortunate.
Mr. Falcon, you and Mr. Daniel Goon from Midwest Brigade and 2nd US, I have to say that is the dumbest thing I've seen tonight.
Maybe shifting back. So, I don't know what your thoughts on this, but the problem right now is, although the Union surprised them, CSA is now retreating back to the snake fence, which is a really good spot, and it's going to be a lot harder for Union to take it now that they're there.
And I want you to zoom out all the way to an eagle eye, Mr. Eagle.
Yep.
And I want you to see where the CSA reinforcements are coming from, and how outnumbered USA just became.
Yep. And the USA left, who took that corner, they're just sitting there and shooting for now. They're not really encroaching their way down, which is really surprising because every time as Union we've taken this kind of corner here, we don't sit and shoot. We hop up and over into the corner, and sure, it's on the edge of out of bounds, but we just go along the corner of the, or I guess the edge of the corn and the snake fence, and then just go hit CSA from behind, which is what the Union could do right now.
And 2nd US is chewing up hard.
Oh, rip. They could have maybe, they could have charged the CSA out in the open field. I don't know how well that would have worked, but
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
if anything, I would have actually gotten right up to the fence line or even to the tree and come up right behind that bend in the road and shot him. And that way you have him in a pincer. You have one from the front, one from the back, just the way it's God intended.
True that. So, you have some CSA doing what I do not like at all. Stonewall Brigade is trying to retake the CSA right, where the Union holds firm, which why are you rushing towards people with buck and ball? Although they might get behind them because Union is now moving out to get closer to CSA. They are so lucky the Union just moved out.
Union just decided that instead of shooting itself in the foot, it's going to shoot itself in the arm.
Now,
and then the CSA, taking advantage of that, is now pushing in.
I really like what the Union's doing. I like that they're getting closer. They're trying to keep up the aggression. It's just a little unfortunate that they did it right now. But actually, they're continuing to push, which I don't mind. Just Stonewall Brigade's going to be up behind them. Are they going to charge? Eagle Brigade, TKO, 2nd U.S. Sharps, they're charging in here.
We don't care about you fellas on the side, by the way. Just stay.
One bad decision to the next. You had TKO, EB, and everybody else holding over there on the far Union left. And then the moment they decide to move, their mistake is capitalized on by the CSA out of sheer fucking luck. Sheer luck.
I really like Union charging in like this, though. I think...
Oh, I didn't say anything about not liking it, sir.
Oh, okay. You're just saying the Stonewall Brigade got very lucky here, basically?
I am saying they just got really fucking lucky with the timing of Union charging.
Yeah, no, what Stonewall Brigade did was dumb, but very lucky that the Union moved out when they did.
EB and 2nd US trying to clear out A and B.
Union flag's got to make sure they don't die here. And it looks
A and B's coming in piecemeal. Stop coming in piecemeal, you bastards.
CS is going to go down to the Stonewall Brigade's coming down from the corner.
One of the men from the from A and B was saying, "I like the way you die, boy," and his entire regiment just got cleared out. So I agree. I think the Union will agree they like the way you die as well, Mr. Mattis.
Ow.
Decoys for TKOs alive down here for a long time. Can he get him? Oh, what a kill! He knocks him to engage. Union reinforcements strolling in here. They kept the flag. The Union flags have been playing decently so far.
Oh, they got the flag just as he was hopping over. That's one down.
Indeed.
Oh, but it's spasmed over the fence, so that's really fucking lucky for CSE.
Hold over here.
The pole vaulting Olympic sport for flags.
What I will say now is that Union will I hate to say this, but the Union will most definitely win this shootout. You have CSA, who's definitely within buck and ball range, but Union here with the rifles, especially the 1861s they have, while they might not be accurate, you're standing so fucking close. All they have to do is aim for your shoulders and you're a dead man.
Yep. CSA is very bunched up as well, and I get why they're just bunched up on the flags that are back there. But you can't bunch up. Union's very spread out, and Union as a spread out group is shooting towards one big blob, which is never good if you're that blob, especially with, as you mentioned, a buck and ball, a shotgun basically. Shoots off those 4 or 5 pellets instead of just your one normal shot.
Good amount buck and ball. They can't hit us from here, boys.
And yeah, you're not kidding. CSA, they don't have any guys here, and they're just getting torn up. Stonewall Brigade's still alive though.
And the past 20 seconds, they have gone down from engaged down to the EN engaged in 20 seconds.
And CSA respawns moving on. The only way CSA is going to win this is if they wipe the Union, which is going to be very hard to do, or if they turtle, which I don't think we'll see a turtle. I haven't seen that in ages. Turtling meaning sitting in spawn and forcing the opponents to cap the point since the attackers can't deal enough damage.
Nice, okay.
Oh, I thank you for explaining that to me, Mr. Eagle. I absolutely did not know what turtle was. I thank you for that wisdom, sir.
Our boys are charging in.
I know, it's a wee bit of sarcasm, Mr. Eagle. I'm just poking fun at you, sir.
There's a lot of people that don't know war rights that watch this. Heck, the last broadcast we did got like the one we did 2 weeks ago, that has like 1.7k views, which is pretty good for this channel. So
I would agree, sir. Congratulations on that.
And
I do not agree with this on ANV's part. They are currently standing right out in the open, and they are shooting. Let me see if I can get a look at their rifles here. Now this is an odd decision. ANV's, most of their men are actually using the, you can see it, most of them are actually using the Enfield. They don't have the usual buck and ball like the men from 5th Alabama are using. ANV's using rifles. Good on them.
And Union, having that buck and ball, is going to start inching forward towards the CSA, which they should. 7th LA is on the fence line. Stonewall Brigade is up on the corn now on their side, but...
What I will say right now is SB has a chance to do something right fucking hilarious. If they come around the bend and they hit USA in the side, that'd be fucking hilarious. It might not work, but it'd be hilarious.
I don't think it would work. I mean, they might get initial success, but long-term success... I don't know. What are they shooting at? Oh, they are shooting at... They're all shooting at 5 Union guys. The 19th Georgia, which I don't like what they're doing. It's not harmful, but it's not helping. But they're distracting 20-25 CSA guys right now.
I think what you say is it's not helpful. I disagree with Mr. Eagle. These 5 men, as you said, are distracting 25 CSA regulars.
Sorry, so outside of the fact that the CSA is having so many men shoot at them, what they're doing right now is not helpful or hurtful, but it's very helpful in the fact that so many CSA are just being distracted by that right now. I generally, I mean, I saw this on Wednesday too, at Ghost of Antietam, but I saw a lot of groups, especially on the defender side. It's not so bad on the attackers, but 5-man groups just going off and doing their own thing, and those really can start hurting the team, which it did for CSA on Eastwood Skirmish on Wednesday.
Great. I got a soft team on.
I would agree with you, Mr. Eagle. Most of the time when you have small man groups going out and trying to skirmish, they are going to be completely fucking useless. The only reason I say that is because the ticket advantage that is offered by it is absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, they might offer you some time or some distraction from the enemy. Oh, that was a good artillery shot. That splattered about 7 men. But continue what he's saying. as most of the time when these men are going to be charging out or even doing their skirmishing fire, you aren't going to be doing anything. And the only reason I say most of the time is because Mr. Schnitz, the man from the 14th Brooklyn, who 44th Georgia is sister regiments with, as we made the Free States Brigade, sent out skirmishers while we were fighting on Dunker Church. And he cleared out the artillery with the 14th Brooklyn and kept the tickets even every time he did it, just because he went out and claimed the tickets for the artillery because Union was not protecting its guns. And that is one of the only times it's been useful, especially here, where you can see these 5 men holding off these CSA men. That's what he's done before as well. Skirmishers are useful in certain positions. If you do not give them that position, or if you use them too unsparingly, you're going to be wiped out, and you're going to see your tickets drained faster than a man after fucking wedding.
Yep. And that's why I was so harsh of it, even though right now they're being very helpful. One thing that did happen while this was happening is the Union on the right, they got outshot despite the buck and ball. I think some of the Union were pushing back, and the Union that held on the snake fence where A and V is currently at were getting destroyed. So that's why Union's kind of falling back on this right side, and you see A and V there now along with 7th Tennessee. And Union's actually really kind of focused their fire towards where Stonewall Brigade and some other groups are at. So
there's a couple running down the
who's running down the middle of the Eagles Brigade?
Oh, they actually dropped the flag. They dropped the flag for A and V, and A and V's just picking it up.
CSA at taking losses.
That's painful to watch.
Small, but you get what I mean. Spread it out.
From what? Just CSA losing like this?
Focus fire on
just seeing any man, even if this was US, this just hurts to watch. This isn't the fight, this isn't the battle. This is a one-sided clobbering match.
Yeah.
And look at this, the man from 19th Georgia. They've lost maybe 3 men. You can see their corpses dotting every once in a while. But they've been sitting here for the past 5 fucking minutes!
I know.
And they're still alive!
I mean, the most you can see, I'm looking from the CSA view here, you can maybe see the top of their heads. Like, they are well concealed. This is probably one of the only times I will endorse crouching in this game. Crouching's most of the time really bad for you. But like everything, there's exceptions.
How'd you know it was me? Damn it.
Most things anyways. I won't say everything because that in and of itself. I mean, still a lot of the CSA guys from Stonewall Brigade, it looks like they're shooting up that hill. Some of them may be shooting off to the Union to the northwest from where they're at. Or sorry, northwest north from where they're at, but yikes. So probably be a shootout. I mean, I'm guessing anyways. Union's in a really good spot. We'll probably just see a shootout until they get close to breaking, and then maybe Union will get aggressive.
Aye. And this is spanning from earlier, when the USA took the left and came down on the right. Sure, Midwest Brigade and 2nd West, they got shot to pieces because they decided to stay out in the open instead of taking the flint that was just wide open and available to them. But they at least provided enough of a foothold that allowed the rest of the Union to come in. And right now, this is a losing game for the CSA. You are down an entire ticket state. You are down in positioning. You are just out. You're being outfought right now.
7th LA is kind of shifting off that snake fence near A and V, and they're holding a little further back. Maybe they're going to try to run up, take a shot, and then go back.
That's what I see out of the corner of my eye. That's what they've been doing.
That makes sense. I don't know. I think that the running up, shooting, and then running away, I don't think those are as effective as people claim, just because you're running up, you have a split second to aim, shoot. And the thing is, you're running up to a spot, and you're probably going to be fully seen by your enemy, and your enemy will be positioned there, might be aiming at you already, which some of the Union are, not a whole lot are, but I don't know. I mean, what would you say with the pop-up volleys? What are your thoughts on those?
The only time I've seen pop-up volleys work is particularly on defilade fire. So take for example the sunken road here. If you had men in a sunken road crouched to reload, you can't see them from up on the hill. But then you have the rest of the regiment come up, fire, and go back down and crouch down. They're not going to be taking shots. So it can be useful in certain circumstances, but just as we discussed the skirmishing that's currently going on over there with 19 Georgia, who just got cleared out.
Yes, 7th LA just ran a volley, and they got a surprising amount of kills and didn't take too many casualties, but I can hear Union talking and trying to pay more attention to that. But I think, if anything, the pop-up volleys, at least from a defensive standpoint, is trying to preserve tickets, because you're really only visible for the time that you pop out. And even though you'll take some casualties, you're spending a lot of time sitting back, reloading, reforming. So I think CSA is just trying to avoid taking ticket losses, but 23 minutes is a long time.
On his left, not on his right.
Aye.
Stable.
Actually, it looks like 7th LA is running to different spots on the snake fence, like popping out at different areas, which I can appreciate.
I appreciate it entirely. I think the reason why most pop-up volleys don't work is because if you look at how 7th LA is doing it, you can see how they're popping out, firing, and coming back, where they're on the side of the Union and the Union's not paying attention to it. So they have a chance to sneak back and away and change their position and choose where they're shooting from. One of the problems, though, is when you have regiments who have newer men, or even men who aren't as used to following commands, when you have pop-up volleys, sometimes you'll have men who are too used to actually just automatically hitting R the moment they shot. So you'll have men who are standing there out in the open and they'll be skirmishing or out of line by the time everybody else runs away. But I think the reason why 7th LA is working this is because these men are together and they know what they're doing.
I will say, when I did that 24-hour stream, that one pub match that I saw you on Hookers for CSA, I was consistently doing that. If there was a pop-up volley, I was so used to just hit R, and I was like, crap, can't do that.
I saw you do it once or twice. I think the same match you ran into me, I saw you do it twice when we were starting to run.
Yeah,
and you were the last man in line.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Spend 12 hours a day on my feet.
Yeah, they're just gonna keep popping out of that corner.
12 hours a day on your feet. What the fuck?
Union's almost down to taking losses. Union slowly whittling CSA down. We'll get there eventually. But will they charge at breaking? I think that's going to be a big thing. It'll be intriguing to see what 7th LA and A and V do once CSA hit breaking, if they try to wrap around to the point or if they just straight up charge.
I don't think the CSA is going to want to charge. And the only reason I see that is because Union does have buck and ball.
Right.
And what I will say is right now they have two choices. They can either stand and shoot, which is going to lose them a fuckload of time and tickets. Just because standing and shooting, it's not going to afford them any better position. The flags will keep kicking in men. You can't stand and shoot, not unless you're the attacker. The attacker can stand and shoot as much as he wants. But as you're looking at it, CSA certainly is bringing Union down to taking losses. But by the time they do, they're already almost a full morale stage down. And it's not a winning position. So either somehow CSA advances and clears out, and Union just stepped out and tried to face it. I think 7th LA might be able to capitalize on this.
Yeah, AV just got a great hit and then Midwest Brigade and rolled up. I will say, my Midwest Brigade just got wiped. Oh, it was a great shot from 7th LA, but where Eagles Brigade's holding, where 7th LA just shot at, A&V's been shooting at where Eagles Brigade and MSG are holding, and a lot of those shots were going over just because of the angle they got. I just thought
exactly the word. But 7th LA, that was grand of you boys. You boys came in, you dropped, I think that was about 6-7 men. That was real good of you. You boys came in, you took the tickets and came back out. You can see how the change in tickets. They were almost had about a quarter of a blue bar. Now it's non-existent.
Yeah, but CSA is about to hit breaking. Union pre-cap, question mark. It looks like they aren't going to.
Well, I think the only reason I'm going to be praising SB and AB for actually holding their positions here because of them being here, they actually have a chance to keep Union off the cap. However, they can't do that because Union outnumbers them, and if they stay there, they're just going to get wiped out.
Any second now. Eagles Brigade's now moving on point as well, alongside 2nd United States Rifles. 3rd Kentucky's moving over as well. Union hits taking losses. Confederates any second are going to hit breaking. 7th LA and A and V, it looks like they're starting to move. At least A and V is, 7th LA is not. CSA's got a decision. Are they going to hold back and see if Union cap before they hit breaking, or are they going to try to charge in? Stonewall Brigade and Archers Brigade are still trying to keep up pressure.
Yeah, shoot them up, boys.
And there they go, they hit breaking.
Well, that was good artillery shot.
This might be the route.
And ANV and CSA are too far behind. You can see them trying to get to the point, but unless they start, there they go, they're starting to sprint now.
Will they have enough guys, though? Oh, my Stonewall Brigade and Archers Brigade got shot up. CSA Artillery, what are you doing?
CSA Artillery just fucking lost in the match.
Anyways, what are your thoughts for this round? Yeah, it's pretty much over.
I would say for the first time, I actually agree with the defensive planning. The plans on both teams, phenomenal. But the execution of them, I think this is the first time I've had to say the execution of the plan was piss poor. Because you allowed 2 entire Union regiments to flint around on the right. But it was well fought. You can see that A and V tried their best to hold that left position. SB held the center as best they could on a miraculous fucking return to center. But I don't know what to say about this. This just breaks my heart. You boys didn't have a chance to win this one after the Union took the left. And I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for coming on as well. And thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have our Patreon where we live stream all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. We got our Discord and merch as well. And we will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night, everybody.